to induct Warren Zevon into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, David Letterman.
Wow. Thank you very much, rock and rollers. I'm Dave. They call me the Breeze Letterman. I mean, honest to God, how cool is this, folks? How can you not feel a little let down after Salt and Pepper? I don't blame you. Let's wrap the show up and go home now. I can't tell you how much fun this is for me, one, to just be out of the house, but two, to be here. And I want to thank the people who invited me to be part of this, to represent Warren Zevon, to represent his family, and to represent the people who love Warren's music. Thank you very much for that. About a week ago, I talked to Warren's son, Jordan, and I said, Jordan, first of all, I'm honored beyond belief to be part of this, and thank you again. Are there things you would like me to mention that particular night, being tonight? And Jordan said, yes, there are three things. I want you to mention when Warren was a kid, he studied with Igor Stravinsky, classical composer. Okay, I said, I'll do that. I said, by the way, when I was a kid, I had a paper out, and we kept going. He said, also, I want you to mention Stumpy the Gangster. I said, okay, got it, Stumpy the Gangster. He said, next, I want you to mention Bev the Mormon. Okay, Stumpy the Gangster, Bev the Mormon. Got that. And I said, by the way, Jordan, those are my two favorite songs. He said, those were his parents, dumbass. So think about that for a minute. You have Stumpy the Gangster and Bev the Mormon, and you get Warren Zevon. Oh my God, how cool is that? I first knew of, oh, by the way, Igor Stravinsky is still waiting for his nomination. I first knew of Warren Zevon's music, and then there was an article in Rolling Stone, a big front page feature of Warren Zevon. It was called The Crack Up and Resurrection of Warren Zevon. That was the title of the article, of the story. The subtitle was How He Saved Himself from a Coward's Death. Well, by God, this got my attention. And so I read the article because I enjoyed the man's music. And at one point in the article, we realized that Warren is having some trouble with addiction. He's tortured, he has emotional difficulties, and he's addicted, and he's struggling. And we all know that these stories sometimes don't end well. It turned out at one point he got very drunk, took a gun, and started shooting up his own record albums. Now, at the time, I had been a TV weatherman, so this was completely out of my league of experience. But because of that, Warren was able to struggle through with the help of his family, with the help of his friends, and he did save his own life. And I just wonder, is it more difficult to save your own life or save the life of somebody else, or is that equal? But by God, the fact that Warren existed through this, tortured as he was, and saved his own life, to me, listening to the man's music, I found it to be even more valuable. Then I got to know Warren in person. I used to have a TV show on NBC. Hands if you remember NBC. Warren would be a guest on the program, and he often would fill in for our musical director, Paul Schaefer. And it was, yes, a delight for me to have these two around, listening to Warren and talking to Warren and getting to know Warren. And I was taken by an album that Warren had done in the 70s. It was called Stand in the Fire. It was recorded at the Roxy on Sunset Boulevard. And it was a live album, and the energy of that album would come off the record in those days and jump on you and knock you down. It was amazing. And I was talking to Warren on the show about that album, and I said, Warren, that was so great. Stand in the Fire, the music on that live album, I couldn't get enough of that. It was tremendously dynamic. Then Warren looked at me and he said, well, you know, honestly, Dave, when it comes to the 70s, there's really not much I can remember. kind of explaining his struggle. But then the music that we listened to, Warren playing with our band, and forgive me for this, but it was my own version, being right there in that studio, it was my own version of 20 Feet from Stardom. It was delightful. You know, in music, many pretend, but Warren is a poet, leaving few of life's vagaries unaddressed. Warren's music is dense with historic allusion, love and sadness tinted with unexpected whimsy, delivered with third-rail voltage rock and roll or sweet, heartbreaking, lush symphonic melodies. Either version of the man's music is classic rock and roll. Ask any of Warren's peers, Bruce Springsteen, Don Henley, Jackson Brown, Bob Dylan, or hell, ask Igor Stravinsky. Warren Zevon is in my Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, actually his own wing. I had an idea. You're going to have to bear with me on this. I am so consumed with the work of Warren Zevon that when I was coming over here tonight in the Waymo, I decided I better make a list of Warren Zevon's songs and explain some of these to this audience. So if you don't mind, I'm going to do that right now. And keep in mind, thank you. I'm not a musicologist. I'm not the professor of rock. I'm just Dave. Okay. Are you ready for this? Here we go. Now, this is not a complete list, and I've divided them into three categories. The first category, global and personal strife. Warren Zevon, global and personal strife. Okay, Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner. We all know that. This is about a Norwegian mercenary and Patty Hearst. All right. Excitable Boy. We know Excitable Boy. This is about a boy who gets very excited and pot roast. Okay, I'll sleep when I'm dead. And boy, if this doesn't get you in the Hall of Fame, stop trying. Okay, that's category number one. Category number two, love songs. Mutineer. Oh my God, this makes people cry. Mutineer. Reconsider Me. This also makes people cry. Searching for a Heart. Whenever I listen to this song, it's always like the first time I've heard it, and then I start to cry. Okay, the third category of Warren Zevon songs. Songs about werewolves. Thank you. Songs about werewolves, that's right. This is about a werewolf in London. And I don't know if this is a true story, but there you have it. I will tell you now, things are going to get really, really good. I want you to watch this video. The video is entitled Warren Zevon, His Life and His Music. I know you'll love it.
Send all your guns and money. The shit has hit the fan.
They say love conquers all. You can't start it like a car. You can't stop it with a gun.
Turn those speakers up full blast. Play it all roll tide.
It was unusual for a Los Angeles artist. He had a certain sort of toughness that you generally didn't hear come out of LA or the West Coast at that particular moment in your singer-songwriter.
Well, he went down the dead in Sunday best. Excitable boy, they all said.
The goal I have in writing is just to entertain myself. It's the only honest way I can approach this job.
Warren was his own genre. He was very dark and very wry and very acerbic. But he also had a very vulnerable romantic side. It was sort of a bifurcated thing that he did.
No one was talking about what he was talking about. No one could talk about it because it was both kind of seedy, but it was also very literate.
I'm all strung out on heroin on the outskirts of town.
Listening to one of his songs was like reading a chapter in a Dashiell Hammett book or a Raymond Chandler book or Ross MacDonald.
He was so vastly musical, but he was so incredibly deep lyrically.
Accidentally, like a martyr. The hurt gets worse, and the heart gets harder.
Larry Wachtel was why the first record came out so good. So the next time I made him the co-producer.
My relationship with Warren was he would write it, I could arrange it in my head.
Well, I lay my head on the railroad track, wait for the double E.
Let the train go run by here no more. Poor pitiful me.
Linda's been real brave in doing the versions she's done of my songs, and I've always said that she championed my music more than anyone and did versions that are closer to the originals when I wrote them.
I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand.
It's kind of a two-edged sword. I get the credit for these tunes, but I also get the blame for all the twisted imagery, which is not necessarily, I have co-writers.
Gonna get a big dish of beef chow mein.
We were so locked into the music we were doing and his touch of serious lyric. When they picked Werewolves of London to be the single, we went out of our minds, and thank God they did. They were so right.
Michael Jackson is the band. Don't have to share it with nobody else.
You can say that he's very influential, but then you can't really point to anybody who does what he does.
Matty Hearst heard the burst of Rollins, Thompson, Gunn, and Bonnie.
Dave's been a great friend to me and a great friend of my music. I said on the air that he's been the best friend my music ever had.
I guess a couple of months ago, we all learned that your life has changed radically, hasn't it?
It's lung cancer that's spread.
From your perspective now, do you know something about life and death that maybe I don't know now?
Not unless I know how much you're supposed to enjoy every sandwich.
He had very deep motivation in the last year of his life to make a successful record and to leave something for his kids.
He became so exhilarated and with the creative process, especially with so many of his friends wanting to be there for him. So we kept going, and that's what kept him alive as long as he was.
He had this song, Disorder in the House, which was great. I got to really rip on the guitar on it a little bit, but it was elegiac. So it was a combination recording session and saying goodbye to my old friend.
And you are him. The beauty of songwriting and recording and playing is that you're engaged in the moment.
Shadows are falling and I'm running out of breath. Keep me in your heart for a while.
When I got the diagnosis, I picked up the guitar and I found myself writing this song.
Keep me in your heart for a while.
He's never going away. He's got a body of work that's as good as anybody's and will sustain over the years.
Warren should be remembered as somebody who was willing to take chances and somebody who was willing to write about things that nobody else was really thinking about or paying attention to. He had that dark sense of humor to the very end, and he used it.
You're my witness, I'm your mutineer.
Yeah. How about that? A lovely man, a lovely piece of work. There was a clip in that package of when Warren and I were together. It's the last time I saw Warren. That was 22 years ago. And from that night, I knew exactly what I wanted to do going forward. It was very difficult for me because I had never talked with somebody who pretty much understood within a short period of time they would be leaving the planet. And it was difficult. I don't know, I thought Warren was graceful and happy, kind. He worked very hard. He sang 3 songs. And then the thing about enjoy every sandwich, you know, that's easy, but it's deeply meaningful, and there's not a person in this room who hasn't considered that. But nobody can hang on to that on a daily basis. But by God, isn't that true of life around the planet? Enjoy every sandwich. So, I have a joke here I want to try. Oh my God, I'm surrounded by killers and they've captured Waddy Wachtel. Oh, brother. So that night with Warren on the show, that was 22 years ago, the last time I saw Warren. After the show, Warren goes up to his dressing room, and I follow Warren to the dressing room myself, and I've been warned never to follow people to their dressing room. But I go up to Warren, and we're in the dressing room, and he's changed his clothes, and he's taken his stuff, and he's putting it away, and he's got a guitar there that he's used every time he's appeared on our show. And as we're chatting, how was this, what are you going to do? He picks up the guitar and he puts it in the guitar case, and then he flips up those 2 little guitar flippies on a guitar case. How long do I need to do this? He closes the guitar case, he hands it to me, and he says, "Take care of this for me." Yeah, so in my head, I think I've seen this movie. I know what's supposed to happen now. And sure as hell, it did happen. I started to sob uncontrollably. Warren and I hugged, and I said, "Warren, I just love your music." So for 22 years, I have taken care of the guitar. This is the guitar right here. You know, in a way, I'm glad the guitar gets a bigger reaction than I'm surrounded by killers joke. This is the guitar, and by God, tonight it's going back to work. Yeah. Dave? It's all yours, sir. So now, to put Warren right in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's going to be the Killers and Waddy Wachtel. Congratulations, Warren. Thank you for everything. Enjoy every sandwich. Thank you, folks. Taking this home.
The way I always do. How was I to know she was with the Russians too? I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Dad, get me out of this. Hi-ya! I'm the innocent bystander. somehow I got stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I'm down on my luck. Yeah, I'm down on my luck. Well, I'm down on my luck. I'm hiding in Honduras. I'm a desperate man. Send lawyers, guns, and money. The shit has hit the fan. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Send lawyers, guns, and money.
If music doesn't